Hello! I'm sorry I didn't make this video for the beginning of Moon and Capricorn, but I think it'll still be helpful for being able to look back and kind of reflect on things, as well as where we are for this evening. So the moon, oh, actually, before we get into the moon and Cap, I just learned something really interesting with Mercury and Mars being conjunct in Virgo. I built a bookshelf for a bunch of books that have been lying around, and it's so nice to be able to have things a little bit more orderly, and that's what this conjunction is all about: is being able to organize our physical environment. And oftentimes there's going to be some kind of, at the very least, like, oh, good, I'm not stressed out looking at all of this mess, which is very, I think, is this is probably the span of time all year of about a week and a half, maybe more like 2 weeks, and we're like right in the thick of it because Mercury and Mars are directly conjunct. We're about halfway through this time period of about 2 weeks where we are the most able to organize our physical environment, and also the most affected by our physical environment, so we can get stressed out by it. Even on low levels, we might not be consciously stressed out, but just like we might look at something and go, it's a little bit different. It's like they always say, when you clean up your environment, it helps your mind to focus better. And I think that's actually a really good example where with the bookshelf, I found certain books that I had been really wanting to read and I forgot I even had. And that's really lovely. And that actually goes into the next thing about Mercury and Mars being conjunct, which is, this is, especially with it being conjunct in Virgo, this is an excellent opportunity to learn. I've been learning a lot. I've been going personally really deep into Carl Jung's work with psychological types, which, of course, for those who know, I'm very passionate about MBTI as well as tropical astrology. They go hand in hand. And so it's dense work. It's really dense, but that's what's so beautiful about this conjunction, is it's enabling all of us to be able to really dive deep and to be very mentally strong, to have a lot of energy as per picking apart and understanding things. Usually that's more of an air thing, but Virgo is very unique in that it's the most intellectual earth energy. It has that beautiful, it's the zodiacal energy that is that kind of the bridge in a lot of ways between the earth and the air energies. And by the way, I think on the other side of that, I mean, this is kind of subjective. It depends on how you look at it. But I think on the other side of that, maybe Aquarius is there because it's also ruled by Saturn, which rules Capricorn. So there's a nice, like, on the air and earth spectrum, it's like Virgo and Aquarius next to each other. I think in a lot of ways that makes a lot of sense. But anyways, so I think that's something that's really good, again, for all of us, is challenge yourself. Like, really challenge yourself. So step number one, as mentioned before, clean up your environment. Notice how things flow smoother. Again, I think not everybody necessarily needs to build a bookshelf, but I think that in general, it's going to help your mind to clear up. It's going to be really nice to be able to streamline your thoughts. And I think that you'll find some interesting things that you might otherwise not have found. And it might get you to be thinking and about different things that you otherwise wouldn't be thinking of. And again, the second step is really challenge yourself, push yourself, study something, learn something. The reason why I'm studying psychological types, this book, I think it's actually called Psychological Individuation. I can't remember exactly. But the reason I'm studying this book is because I feel a direct practical need to do so, because I feel like it's going to help me take my astrological, my life coaching practice to the next level. I do a lot of things within life coaching, so it's hard to, like, wait, what do I do? Helping people. I'm looking to help people to the next level, to inspire, to encourage, to support, to heal, whatever, psychologically. So this is something that, again, for me, has a direct practical application. And I think that's really the important thing with this conjunction, is study something, learn something, whether it's a skill, it's knowledge, whatever it might be. Really focus on something that's going to help you to take your game to the next level for whatever it is that you feel inspired to do. And I think the service aspect of this is really good to look at, because Virgo is very focused on that. How can I learn something better myself to be able to help people better, professionally, personally, whatever it might be. But again, I think professionally is a huge focus here. And now we're in the moon in Capricorn, and I think especially for today and yesterday, that was a big focus. I want to focus more on the emotional part real quick for the moon in Capricorn for this evening. As always, moon in Capricorn, like every energy, there's no such thing as a good or a bad energy. But this energy does have, it's one of those energies that can be a bit challenging, and then you can access the gifts. So I think it's really wise to, I think especially with it being trine Mars and Mercury Virgo, there's a lot of benefits there, but I think leave your work at work. Allow yourself to de-stress, allow yourself to relax, and I would think it's really important to not take things too seriously, of course in general, but especially for this evening, and to kind of reflect on this last day. You know, this is a good mental check-in point. How have I been the last day? Was I, not just like today, but yesterday, Wednesday? Was I stressed out? Was I worried about things? Okay, what can I do practically to be able to handle things? And also in my own behaviors, what's helping, what's hindering? Am I letting fear get involved? Fear is not ever a very powerful motivator. I mean, it can be a powerful motivator, but it's not a good motivator. It stresses us out. Even if we succeed in what we're doing, it really messes us up. So we really need to focus on kind of changing the narrative. If we have a negative thought process, and for yesterday as well, it's really good to ask yourself, okay, how can I build? How can I look at things in a more positive way? How can I not beat myself up emotionally? And how can I also not beat up other people emotionally because my mind is worried, you know? It's good to get into it's hard to generalize about such a thing, but it can be different for different people. But essentially, if you delve into the emotions, you can find some good answers, I think, and you can really understand where that fear is coming from and dissolve it through that understanding. Lastly, I'm going to do a video tomorrow going more into the full moon. So yeah, we'll just do that tomorrow. Cool. I think lastly, you know, we have the Venus in Libra again. This is really lovely. Something I didn't cover in the Venus in Libra video too in depth is the potential for love, the potential for this, especially being trine Saturn and Aquarius. We'll cover this a bit more as time goes on over the next couple of weeks. But there's a really beautiful trine here, and it's not just about romantic love, but certainly romantic love is on the table to really be focused on by all of us during this time. But it's really any kind of love between people, any kind of relationship, being able to really cement things. And I think especially with the Mars and Mercury and Virgo conjunction, to work on things together and to accomplish incredible goals. And this is a really beautiful thing, to be able to be on the same page, and also to recognize, okay, I'm not on the same page with this person. I need to change my partnership energies and time and efforts to a different relationship. So whatever it might be, it's helping us to build long-term relationships, whatever it is that we're finding during this time. It's really good to focus on that and to enjoy it too. There's a lot of natural gifts here, especially over this full moon in the next couple of days. But yeah, we'll cover that tomorrow. Infinite love to you, my friend. Excuse me. Namaste. Peace.